For as long as I can remember, I've always been pretty self-conscious when it came to starting something new. When it came to putting in some effort into something I've never quite done before. I've always hated that feeling of being in that moment, of not wanting to fuck up again. And in some ways, I still do. After starting a bunch of things in my life and quitting them soon after, shame is something I felt quite a bit. The shame of not sticking with something, the shame of failing, the shame of not being good enough, even though oftentimes I'm simply starting out. And the origin of this feeling is pretty straightforward. It's you putting yourself on the line. It's you putting your social status and identity at risk. And with each time that you fail, you lose a bit of that identity. The more you fail, the more of that identity you lose. And eventually it hits the point where you're ashamed to try, where it simply just hurts to try. You begin to have this internal negative dialogue in your head about what other people are thinking about you, about what they're thinking about your efforts. And then the anxiety starts to swell and you identify with it. You're an anxious person, and that's not good. It's not good because it's not attractive. It sets people off in the wrong way, and it lets them know that you're afraid, that you're not strong, that you're different, and you didn't choose to be, but it's who you are and it's what you believe. The feedback loop is now set, and trying is something stupid. It's idiotic and unsafe, so you may want to steer away from it. You may want to distance yourself and retreat altogether. So you become a recluse, and you abandon responsibility and ownership. Have you noticed I stopped saying I and started to say you? But here's the thing that's not necessarily realized. Failing, quitting, dropping out, being rejected, being scared shitless, and that anxiousness of starting up again. It's all part of this thing called the process. And what this process is an arbitrary construct, an imagined reality that symbolizes the point where you are now, to the point wherever your delusional mind thinks your potential is. And that's me saying that the feelings that you're feeling are what you're supposed to feel. That the random bullshit arising in your day is there to be endured, and to let you know that once it's all over and done with, you're still going to be there, alive. Unless you're not. That if you continue to pursue whatever it is you truly wish to pursue, you will inevitably get past the pain period, and you'll be closer to your potential destination. The shame in trying is a temporary sentiment that's meant to be drowned out through progressing in this process. Some call it experience, some call it emotional maturity. But if this relates to you, then call it taking one step at a time. Still, if you're not convinced, if you're not ready to trust this process, then allow me to serve as a shitty example for you. Allow me to serve as an anxious martyr, because this is my own personal walk of shame of trying. And I plan on sharing it with you, one uncomfortable post at a time. And hopefully you'll come to understand that it's okay to try. That it's okay to say, I'm doing this. And even if your worst fear is realized, you'll come to see it as another moment in time. Another moment that you outlast. And if this interests you at all, well then, you'd better subscribe. Hey, fucker. Thank you for watching so far, and I'll catch you next time.